Good morning everyone. Today we're going to be taking a trip to York Suzuki Centre where I'll be test riding the GSX-S1000 and also the GT version. So I'm going to get the bike out of the shed, get it warmed up, and we're going to get ourselves set on. See you there.
Chaps have been good. Let me have this for a bit more of an extended period, if I obviously just stick with this one, which is what we're going to do. So, like that. Get the camera somewhere like. Ooh, yeah. It's delicate on the throttle. I'm obviously used to my sprint, so straight away stalling it. Riding position so far, you can feel how nimble this is already. Absolutely, just feel it. Feels so light as well. Tank's not like intrusive to me. My speed triple, sorry. The 1050, sorry, with the triple, is vibrating like chuff. And this thing, obviously that 4-port, nice and smooth, but the delivery is great. Now that I know about it. So yeah, so we'll get out of York a bit. I don't know where I'm going right now. I need to just try and find a way to get myself out of this area, get myself to a fuel station for one. Clutch is very, very light on this. Now this is the thing, I have gotten used to riding my 1050 and the clutch is a lot heavier on that than this. This is very light. This clutch literally is like where it was like on my 125. What I need is a petrol station. I have got 30 miles, so I might have to pull up and find a route to a petrol station. Straight over. Bob on. Right, let's do that. Whew. Bear in mind guys, this is my first time reviewing a bike. You've seen the video with the Zero, that wasn't a review of the bike. And to be honest, this isn't so much a review of the bike. This is me as a new rider. But once we get out and about, we'll do a walk round of the bike. And we'll just talk about a few things that I do like and what I found. But it depends what you've ridden as well. Like I had a brand new Strat Pillar 125. And to be honest, this feels much like it, in the sense that everything's really light, the controls really delicate, you know, everything's easy. But then at the same time, I'm used to my triple where there's a bit more torque on the bike and you can be a bit more ruthless with it, if I'm honest. It comes down to this, is I've been riding a triple and the torque's there, and it's like if we're honest about it, it's like riding a diesel to a petrol. So this is a lot smoother, and already low end, you know, I'm not getting vibration white finger on this like I do with my triple. I'm loving this for that, but at the same time, it's a different way of slightly have to be a bit more with the clutch control, and the clutch is very, very light. But yeah, the bike is, look at that, it just wants to go. It's brilliant. Can't complain at that. I'm not sure if I've gone the right way, if I'm in all honesty. Alright guys, so yeah, turned out exactly where I needed to be. So I've got about 2 miles. I've got some fuel, so I've got 25 in the tank. So it states, I won't risk it. I need to have a chat with the guys, obviously discuss prices and stuff and anything that's coming up over the winter, because I won't be buying this today. I won't be putting any payments down on it today, but this is definitely something that I feel I would like. I'm very much liking this bike, very much. It's slow here. I just thought, like with the display, obviously it's a bit messed up. The bike has been getting ridden by the owner quite a bit at the store, but you know, you've got everything there. You've got your speed quite clear on the right hand side. You've got gear indication, traction control indication, obviously your revs coming round, you know, odometer and mileage at the bottom, or fuel mileage available. You've got a mile per gallon, which I'm not bothered about, and you've got a clock at the bottom and the temperature of the bike up the top. So, you know, happy enough with that. And there we are, Tesco, fuel, victory rev. Oh, it does sound nice, like, doesn't it? You've got fully adjustable front suspension. You've got like rebound and spring adjustment on the rear. Brembo 4 ports up at the front. You know, it is a nice bike. Like when we get off the bike, we'll obviously cut round, and like the LED lights at the front, we'll put them on so you can see what they're like. Because I always see the pictures of it. I don't, you know, those pictures always feel enhanced, don't they, when they have the pictures on of them? You know, is that really what it looks like? Because you know, it looks like cool as chuff, like something out of Cyberpunk. I don't know how much you guys can hear, but you know, I'm getting a bit of buffeting, so we'll pop it up. So we're at 70. Now that is no worse than my Sprint 1050 with a screen. With a nose and a screen, I do not feel any worse for that. If anything, it feels slightly better. I am absolutely loving this bike, and I'm sorry Stacey, but once I paid for the wedding venue in January, February, once I was paid for, James is saving up for a deposit for this bike. I am having this bike, and I want it in these colours. And the thing is, people might argue, right, you know, Suzuki, they're not the premium end and that, they're not the bikes that they were. And don't get me wrong, I'd love like a China Speed Triple or something, or even a Speed 4 type bike. I am liking the 4-pot and the smoothness for ragging round, to be honest. But I reckon I'd love the Triple as well. And when I have a test ride of the Triple, we'll see. I'm not jumping on this bike today and saying I am absolutely buying it. I am thinking of it, very much so. But I have just slowed down, by the way. Oh, Agro Restaurant, very good, by the way. I have slowed down, just, yeah, with wind and that, so that I can talk to you a bit better. Because at 60, to be honest, it's freaking blinding. Now, what you do get, or as I don't know if it's an option, but what you can have on the Sports Tourer is it does have a cruise control mode. Now, like I say, I had intended to test the Sports Tourer, and I might speak to the guys and say, look, I am loving that. I've got a couple of other test rides, which I have, but I won't mind coming back another day if that's all right, and just trying the Sports Tourer. Because if the Sports Tourer feels anything like this for riding around, obviously it's a bit longer and heavier, and obviously you've got the fairing and that, but I'd love to see what that feels like. But I really am enjoying test riding this, and I really want a couple of hours on this today. I don't want anything else. Okay, so if you're a John Smith fan, this is where your beer comes from. So yeah, brewed here in Tancaster. Plenty of people out today. Gorgeous bikes, nice note on there, I think it was, going past. But yeah, it's like I said, this wasn't meant to be a review of the bike per se, but to tell you, but like I said, going back to, would this ride be suitable for a beginner? Well, you know, I only passed my test back on the 24th of August. You know, we are in, excuse me, October, so it's only 2 months since I fully passed my test. Yeah, I put about 1,000 miles down, 800 miles, 900 miles down on my 125. But I don't see that as giving me worlds of experience to like riding my bike. I've still got a lot to learn. Alright, here we go. A1223 is what I need to take. There we go. K-Wood, Ulscaff. There we go. This is where we want to be. Ooh, here we are. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous little area of Yorkshire, this around York. Absolutely lovely. So, is this bike suitable for beginners? 100% yes, and I love it as a beginner rider. It's brilliant for people who've been riding a while, they'll fully appreciate it, and obviously they'll be able to push it further. But for us beginners, yeah, it's brilliant. You've got that Suzuki intelligent riding system, which gives you the various traction control levels, you've got the various power delivery levels, but then if you open it up, you are not without that power. It's absolutely 100% brilliant for a new rider. It handles brilliantly. I feel really confident on this bike. Put the muck in the road. Oh yeah, bastard. And this is why, if you don't know, you go steady. Just lost me bollocks into that bump. We've got another one here. So we're in Ulfgelf. I think that's how you say it. You may, you may not like the way I say things. I'm a bit, don't want to say the word, but I am not very good verbally. So, lots of swearing, not very good pronunciation, and I have a lisp as well. So, you know, I've not got a lot going for me for that. But, you know, everything else is fine. Really ugly, fat, quite a catch. Stacey, why are you with me? But yeah, honestly, I am loving this bike, and I have got other bikes that I need to try first, but oh, is this where we go off onto Ryther? Yes, it is. There we go. You know, I have got other bikes to try, but this is seriously a bloody crap in the road strong contender. I am really enjoying it. I love the feel of the bike. As a fun bike, yeah, and even in wet to slightly wet conditions, I think it'll be great. I might personally need to see about something for the seat, but that's just because that's me, and frankly I feel that I'd be that way with anything that's not a particularly padded seat, just because I've got my bony backside, quite a bit of gravel on these roads, so I am on a going steady, guys. Oh, leaves. Oh. People always laugh at me when I get a bit bothered about leaves. The reason I'm bothered about leaves, I work on the railway, and on the railway we have what we refer to as leaf fall season, you know, autumn. And on the railway you have to go jetting it and cleaning it, and some areas putting like this goopy sand stuff down to avoid traction, you know, especially on inclined areas. But the whole point is, like leaves, if you don't know, as they get crushed, the fluids, and as they mush up, it actually becomes like an oil slick, so it devoids the area of traction. So that is why I get concerned when I go around corner with leaves. I might be just talking out my ass, and it might only work on the railway, because you know our wheels are metal and the rails metal. But for what I do know, that gives me caution on such things. Like I said, the display I like. I wish it was a bit brighter, if I'm honest. I don't know. It's like sort of off yellowy green, but it's a bit dim. It kind of feel like our little one, she's got a Kindle and she always sort of struggles, and we out to bought her a new tablet because the light's just not that great. But there might be an option to adjust it, and this might be just where it's set to from the shop owner. I don't know. I ain't got enough time to be playing through all the settings on that. But like I said, this wasn't a review of the bike per se. It's a review of my experience riding this bike as a test ride for me, and would I recommend this bike as a consideration. As a consideration, I'm not saying go out and buy this bike, but as a consideration, as a new rider, you'll love this bike. It will instill confidence. It's easy to ride. It'll instill confidence. You'll have bags of fun on it. It sounds freaking awesome. And here we are, everyone. We're in Ryther, home to the best steak. Now look at that. So,
Alright everyone, so yeah, we're here in Ryther now. As you can see behind me, that is the Ryther Arms. Frankly, the best steak you will ever get in the UK. So I'll put a link in the description to the location. It's worth the travel out, even if it means you can't have a drink. They do have some great beers on, but honestly, best steak ever. Get yourself down. You can have it, the GSX-S1000. It is a gorgeous bike, I must say. been lent to me currently just for a test ride, which you can book through Suzuki Centre at York. Brilliant guys there, but it is absolutely stunning. Those headlights, we'll get a bike on in a minute. Comes in 3 different colours. You've got like an Ordo grey that you can get. You've got the usual Suzuki blue colours, and you've got it in this black as well. They all come with this sort of camo fit here, but it's honestly just an absolutely brilliant riding position. So if we come down, you've seen it while they're riding, but you've got the, let's see if it for the sun, you see it on the start display, and you've got obviously gear indicators, traction control, speedo, revs coming around the side, and various other bits of information. Your light is the click forward type, see it with the lights on, but that front end is just aggressive and absolutely brilliant. Nothing more that you could like about this bike. Okay, so something that I didn't like was the fueling on this bike. So the issue being, when you put the nozzle in this hole, you've got like a baffle just a bit below, and then as you're doing it and it's hitting that baffle, it's actually causing the nozzle to cut out, so you kind of got to like hover the nozzle within that hole. It's a minor thing, it's just something you get used to with this bike.
Just instilling a bit more confidence, like, you know, the tyres seem good that it's got. I know that I think it's the Road Sport 4, the Pilot 4s, there's a set of tyres that are really renowned for the wet. If you had something like that on, you'd feel really confident on this bike.
Okay everyone, I hope that you've enjoyed this light review of the GSX-S1000, and definitely get yourself down to the River Arms. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see future content. I will be doing more reviews of these bikes that would be ideal for you as a beginner rider, but obviously if you're an experienced rider, these bikes are great as well. If you'd like to see something as a bit of an alternative, then take a look at my video on the Zero Motorcycles All Electric SRF. It's a brilliant bike, definitely something different. Bit on the higher price range, but it's definitely worth a watch. Okay, so get yourself there, check that video out, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.